Okay, so we're going to talk about does rivals or champs and which one actually shows your skill level. Now, these are both the high octane skill modes, and of course, common sense. I'm not in Division 7, but there's always someone, always some person who says to me, "Oh my God, Neil, are you in Division 7? 7? No, this is just my other account that I don't use. That I've never, I have an account in every single division, test out gameplay. What it is, look, the thing is, when you're in rivals will give you the best accurate representation of your level. Now, historically, it wasn't the same. Now, you can see, for example, all these milestones or check stones or checkpoints, whatever you want to call them, safety points. These is what helps you and holds you in a certain division until the season ends, which is basically like whatever you can see. For example, when the season ends, it's like something. If you go over here, and then you go to where is it? I think it's just there's two ways you can do it. Yes, the season ends in 7 days. After the season ends, from my understanding, I'm recording this in the first week, unless they change it, which they may potentially do, you're going to go back 2 divisions. So at the end of the season, you go back 2 divisions. Normally, like in the elite division, you go back to division 2. But as you progress forward, so you can see like here, this is Division 7. And as we progress forward, we can see like here, once again, Division 6, and you have 2 checkpoints. Then Division 5, you have 2 checkpoints. Then Division 4, you only have 1 checkpoint. So I would say Division 4 is when things start getting difficult. Now, last year, there was these checkpoints bloody everywhere. Do you remember? I remember like even in Division 1, there was checkpoints basically like everywhere. It was like 3 checkpoints or whatever it was. Then you had this so-called fake elite players. So I'm going to tell you something that's going to really upset you. If you're an elite player last year, chances are you are not actually an elite player. Do you know how many Division 5 players I knew last year in the elite division because they grinded? Because obviously the skill level of the elite division is very high in the beginning, but as the game progresses, that elite division goes down because of no relegation. But now they've introduced relegation back in. So to be honest, you're probably going to really fly through already to Division 3. That is where you'd probably be. And then Division 4, I'd say that's when things start getting tough. Division 3 or fly through. And I can imagine this would be the lowest that you could technically go because of this checkpoint. And of course, Division 2 and Division 1, there's no relegation. Thank you, EA. Thank you so much. Thank you for not even putting a checkpoint in Division 2. Thank you, because now you have people that deserve to be in the Elite Division, actually Elite Division players. You don't have people who are like Division 4 players, Division 5 players last year in the Elite Division. So Division 3 and above would be, so I would say, especially this checkpoint here, if you're in this division and you're struggling, it's an accurate representation of where you should be. In fact, you can maybe argue maybe from this point to this point, you're going to have a lot of people, maybe not even Division 3 caliber players, maybe even like Division 5, Division 4, Division 3 type players because of no relegation. Look, you can see there's checkpoints Division 4, but that's the last checkpoint that people get held up. So maybe you could argue in this last checkpoint region, there's not even Division 3 or 2 player. Cusp of Division 2 is like Division 4, Division 3. From grinding, they've got to this kind of checkpoint. They keep bouncing back and forth, and they can't make Division 2. So if you're stuck in between this area, this is a perfect example of where you should be. And you're probably a Division 3, probably even a Division 4 player. And this is why you should be focusing on the basics. So don't worry about mechanic abusing, because you're never going to improve. Otherwise, you're going to come back to my videos every single year asking the same thing. My idea is you don't come back. Maybe you might come back to me and the game starts every single year, but apart from that, you don't watch NealGuides. But of course, not everyone's going to be on that journey until you get to the elite division. Even if you're in the elite division, still, it doesn't really mean anything nowadays. So Division 3 and above, I would say, up to Division 2, that's where you really know what level you are. So if you're stuck in this division, I expect most players to be stuck here for like 2 months. So if it takes you 2 months to get out, that's what you should be expecting. You're probably going to go back down again. So you're going to bounce back, go up, bounce back, go up, bounce. You're going to keep. So this is how it's going to be. You're going to keep bouncing and you're going to keep progressing like this. See that? Then you might go to Division 1. Then you're going to go back to Division 2. Then you're going to go back and back and back. And that's the way you're going to improve. Okay. So that would be an accurate representation of your skill level. Now, champs, it's not your accurate representation because champs, technically, you can match anyone. So I can be in Division 7, and you can see in Division 7, I can qualify for champs. So I could win the 3 out of those 2 games, and I could basically, and you can see, for example, like here, you can this is the one where you get the FUT champs qualification point as well. So you get 1 finals qualification. So to be honest, you could technically, that's the one, sorry, that's the one where you get the you win the 3 games and you get the qualification. So technically, I would say if you're a rank 1 player, is it mean you're a rank 1 player? Like rank 1, it's not what it used to be. Back in the day, you know, when there was 30 games and the Elite 1 and top 100 was out of 30 games, that's when stuff was tough. Because 20-0 was a laugh. I mean, I used to get 20-0 with literally a 10k gold, 15k gold team, not even mechanic abusing, of course, my level. But I used to play against top tier players and you get 20-0. That the last 10 games, that's when things start getting tough and rough. Now, 20 games, not the same. 15 games, even less of a skill gap. So if you're a 15-0 player, look, I think a Division 3 player, I think can get 50-0 with the right matchmaking, a bit of luck, and the key thing is will and determination. Not getting frustrated. You most definitely can get into a 50-0. But I would say the way that I'll put it is, this will realistically be reserved for Division 2 and above. I would say here will be for like Div 5 to Div 2 players. And then if you're below Division 5, you should be getting, for example, the rank 6s and above. I mean, realistically, I'm trying to think here. If I go down, how much is that? It's only 8 wins. Yes, I mean, look, realistically, if you're a Division 1 player, if you're a proper Elite Division player, you should be getting rank 1. But again, it's most people are, with all due respect, they're not high level elite players, don't have the high skill rating. And of course, you can get bad matchmaking. So I would say Elite Division, probably rank 1 and 2. Division 1, I would say probably about rank 3. Maybe you can extend to Division 2. Rank 4 and 5, I would say Division 2 to Division 1, actually, I would say. And then rank 5, I would say Division 3. Maybe with some good matchmaking, you could even push to rank 4. And then below that would be, of course, a bit sporadic. It would depend, you know, because most people, something like in Division 5, they win 4 games in a row, they get excited, but then they lose 5 games in a row because they make simple mistakes. So it just depends about your skill level. But the thing is, in champs, it's more like a sprint. You know, you have to finish all your games. So, you know, if you make a mistake, you can't just relax and be like, oh, let me play a game later. And all, to be honest, you can. But in rivals, you can play whenever you want. Whereas in foot champions, you're basically forced to play in a time zone. So you could argue it's a sprint, and that's why a lot of people, they struggle. So you may be, so that's why you may be. So if you're sitting here saying, "Oh no, that's all fine and dandy," you're saying all this. I'm a Division 3 player, and I'm only getting 10-0, or I'm a Division 2 player, and I'm only getting, I mean, so 10-5, or I'm a Division 2 player, and I'm only getting 9-6. Is it even possible? Well, yes, it is, because it's a sprint. Whereas Division Rivals is a marathon, you can take your time. So, you know, if you get frustrated and you start running out with your center backs and you don't fix that for your next game, you're going to lose your next game and you end up going on the losing streak. And that is what's very, very common. So that is why, for example, you might be getting 9-6. Maybe if this was 15 games spread over 1 week, you could be getting 13. But if you're playing in that short amount of time and you're getting frustrated, you're only going to get those 9 wins. So it's important that you make those changes. Keep it basic, focus on the fundamentals. So it's important. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Peace.